guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about the piano accident. So this is the first of a few reviews that I'm gonna do about the films that I watched at MOTELX. I debated which ones to review, and I decided to review ones that I thought people were interested in, that no one has really been talking about them, and some that I actually thought I had something to say. So I'm starting with the piano accident. I don't know about you, but I've been hearing about this film for quite some time. I knew nothing about it. I just heard people talk about it, mentioning the name. So I went in completely blind. The friends that went with me knew a bit more. I knew the director, Quentin Dupieux, I think. I have not seen any of his other films, but I knew this was like a comedy. And yeah, I guess let's just dive into it. So, if you don't know what the piano accident is about, this follows a YouTuber that something happened to her, and yeah, it's just something bad gets even worse. I really think you should go into this one not knowing anything about the film, just knowing that this is a dark comedy, really dark. I'll get more into it, but yeah, it's a dark comedy about a YouTuber. So yeah, I guess, you should just know that. It's really interesting to find out more about what's happening and just the tone of the film. So yeah, if you like dark comedies and if you are interested in films about YouTubers, social media, stuff like that, yeah, just go into it just knowing that. Honestly, I'm not gonna get into the actors just because I know I'm gonna butcher all of their names. They are all French as far as I know. But the main actress, some of my friends knew her. I don't think I know her from anything, but you might know her. Her name is Adele, I think. I'm not gonna pronounce her last name. She's a recognizable face, at least, yeah, for my friends. And so, post that, let's get my thoughts. So this is the type of film that I was kind of afraid it wasn't really for me. But honestly, the more I thought about it, because it has been a week since I've watched it at MOTELX, after I watched it and the more time that went by, I just kept thinking about it and I just kept liking it more. It's really not my style. Even though I like dark comedies, this is a really dry comedy, but it's the type of film that just makes you feel something, and I love that. The main character in this film is awful. She's a really, you just hate her. It's one of those main characters that you hate, and that's kind of odd, and it's it just makes you uncomfortable that you are kind of enjoying the film, but you hate the main character. Usually you just want to like the main character and root for her or for him. So having this main character that you just don't like, it's a different feeling, but it's something that I kind of enjoyed because just got something out of me. I really, really didn't like her. And then the story goes from something to something else. There's basically two mysteries happening at the same time. You are not really, you know something happened, but you don't know exactly what that piano accident was. So there's that part, and then there's another part of the film that's really interesting, that gets more into the social media aspect. And if you know me, you know that I really enjoy films about YouTubers, social media influencers. Like, I just feel like it's super relatable, obviously, and it's just a world that has not been that explored in film. I could actually do a video about horror movies that deal with YouTubers, social media, influencers. That would be like really interesting, actually. And we have got some, but I think there's always room for more, at least for now. And the approach in this film is really different. Obviously, the performances were all like really good. Like, the main actress was amazing. Cinematography, it really reminded me Anatomy of a Fall, because this film takes place in a cabin, like in the middle of the mountains, in the snow. So there's a lot of like whites, and it's really like faded in a way. So there's not a lot like pops of color. It's really neutral, and that was interesting for like how intense the film actually is, and for like it really contrasts with the personality that this YouTuber has. It's completely not neutral. And yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say this is one of my favorite films ever or this year, but I liked it. I think it's a really well-made film, and it got something out of me. And as I said, the more time passed, the more I thought about this film and how I enjoyed it. So yeah, if you like dark comedies, really dry, I would totally recommend it. And yeah, now let's get to my scores. So overall, I'm gonna give the film a 3.5 out of 5. I think it totally deserves it. Some of my friends gave it a higher score, but it's not exactly my type of film, even though I enjoyed it. But I think, a 3.5, it's fair. Cinematography, I think I'm gonna give it a 4. I quite enjoyed how it is shot, and as I said, the color palette or the lack of it, like it's really based on whites and really neutral colors, but also like the shots and the point of views, and just what they decide to show and not to show is really interesting. And originality, honestly, I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5 as well, because as I said, there's not a lot of like social media films, none with this type of YouTuber. This, like, we have these type of YouTubers in real life, but I don't think there's a film about them. So having this character was interesting, and just the course that the film takes is different and shocking. And I honestly, I enjoyed it. So guys, these are my thoughts on The Piano Accident. As I said multiple times, if you enjoy films about influencers, if you like dark comedies with like really dry humor, and if you are okay with an unlikable main character, because you will not like her at all. You will like the performance, but the character itself is awful. So if you think all those things are your thing, I totally recommend it. I don't know if this film is for everyone, but I think everyone might appreciate what it's trying to say and the story. So if you have seen The Piano Accident already, please tell me in the comments what you thought. Tell me if you have heard about the film and if you were interested in watching it, if you haven't seen it yet, uh, or if this was the first time you're hearing about it. Tell me if you are curious now or if you think it's not a film for you. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!